Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, and for those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law, and through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and also a short trading lesson at the end, so please stay tuned. Quick recap of the previous video. I looked at ticker symbol CTXR, Citius Pharmaceuticals. This is a stock that I'm very bullish about, which I think also has a number of excellent catalysts going forward, and has also got huge potential. So please refer back to the previous video for due diligence and analysis of that stock. Today's stock analysis is for Torchlight Energy Resources, ticker symbol TRCH. This is a stock that I have featured a few times on this channel, and also initially brought to you around February. Personally, I have invested in this since January, and today I'm going to be looking at an update in terms of what has been happening with the merger. I'll share you an update in terms of my strategy and how I played this stock from Monday onwards. We're going to look at why the price went down, what are the reasons for that. We're going to look at updates for dividends, merger details. I'm going to do also look at what's happening with regard to investors through Trading 212, and also potential for the future, and what I think is going to happen going forward. So on the screen you should be able to see the 5-day chart for ticker symbol TRCH, and if we have a look at in terms of momentum, let's start by looking at how the stock played out in the previous week. Around about the 19th of June, this was trading around $5.47, and it could have also been caught just below $5. Now if we go up to 21st of June, we can see it started to hit close to $9. So obviously there's a very significant spike up there. On the Monday, it was breaching $9. We saw a little bit of a sell-off coming down to $8.36, and then general momentum, it held a support around $8.50, and breaching $10 on the Tuesday. So Tuesday was a very important day in terms of the stock, and this was the start of the fall. So we're going to look at reasons for that. I'm going to share with you shortly my strategy and how I played this stock later on. But if we have a look at Tuesday, we can see there $8, $7, it's starting to come down, and then suddenly a very significant fall down on Tuesday, which was not the day that we expected. So obviously Tuesday was a day to hold, certainly if you want the dividend. So we're going to look at the reasons why the stock was going down. Then Wednesday, this continued the momentum downwards, closing on the Wednesday at $4.92. So on the screen now you should be able to see at time of editing in terms of the stock price for close of play, around close of play on Thursday for ticker symbol TRCH. So remember, Thursday today is also the day to hold, the final day to hold to receive the dividend. And I will also go as far as saying you should also hold this stock in post-market trading. So if you do sell in post-market trading, you're taking a significant risk in not receiving the dividend. So let's now have a look at more analysis for this stock going forward, and also my strategy. Okay, on the screen here you'll be able to see that at 2:43 on the Tuesday, I sold some stock for Torch at $9.48. I could have sold this stock in excess of $10. However, at that time the market momentum did seem positive. Certainly on the Monday I didn't sell, and on the Tuesday, having a look at the chart, as soon as it went from in excess of $10 to $9.48, I did kind of predict a significant spike downwards. So obviously this happened in the past. If you remember, anybody who dealt with CCIV, it's not the similar situation, but in terms of the chart, it was a similar outcome. So my decision here, you'll see on the screen, was to sell 40% of my holding at $9.48. So I'm still holding 60%. So the 40% of my sale here that you can see, that includes my initial investment plus 100% return. So I'm still holding 60% of my investment in Torch. So the amount that I have sold, this is the amount that I will not receive the dividend in. So the 40% that I've sold, I'm forfeiting the dividend for that. However, that is guaranteeing my profit. So that was my personal plan, to guarantee the profit and guarantee the return, and also take out my initial investment. So I'm holding 60%. This is the investment that I expect to receive the dividend on, and certainly anybody who held all the way through, obviously you will have felt quite bad in terms of how the momentum has gone. But now let's look at the prognosis in terms of the future, what's going to happen the next few days, what's going to happen next week, and also the long-term potential. One more thing I think I'd like to share with you is in terms of strategy is what did I do with the investment that I withdrew from Torch. So what I actually did is I monitored another stock, ticker symbol CLOV, Clov Health Investments. This is also a stock that is very heavily shorted so far. It's a stock that I've previously held, and I've re-entered this stock at around about $11.88. So looking at the chart there, what happened was a very significant spike up. There was a short squeeze there, just close to $13.30. So I waited for a bit of a consolidation. I managed to enter this stock around about $11.88. Currently just in excess of 15% up and holding. So I will follow up a video on this stock, ticker symbol CLOV. Going forward, the business fundamentals for this are strong, so I'll follow that up with another stock analysis for ticker symbol CLOV. So let's now carry on with Torch. One of the key reasons why Torch share price did go down quite significantly on the Tuesday and the Wednesday was a short seller attack. We're going to look at details of that shortly as well. However, the company that we're going to merge with, Metamaterial, if we have a look at the chart here, this did not experience a short seller attack, and you will be able to see here the overall momentum close of play on the Wednesday was positive, closing up in excess of 1.67%. up at $12.20. So it wasn't the same outcome here, so that should give us a little bit of confidence in terms of the future once we are investors in Metamaterial. Certainly I have to exclude myself there, as I'm an investor through Trading 212, so that's a separate issue. Everybody who's investing through Robinhood and Webull and other brokers, you should be able to invest in Metamaterial, giving you confidence for the future here in terms of the business fundamentals, which are certainly strong. Let's have a quick look now at what's happened so far in the week. We do know that there has been significant short seller attacks. That's leading up to the margin call, and this is creating people to panic sell in terms of volatility and the price dropping. So that's exactly what they want. They do want people to panic, they do want people to sell, and that helps them in terms of their purpose to reduce their losses or make their profits. What is still yet to happen? So shorts are still going to be forced to cover their positions. When that is, we're still do not know, not yet aware. There is going to be a situation of FOMO, fear of missing out, in terms of people who have invested in this stock. There's going to be dividends for people who have not panicked and sold, so that's the good news. And finally, obviously owning a new company of a very good background with a solid level of patents, and also rumoured to have partnerships with Tesla. In the previous video I did share the address that they do share with Tesla, and so strong rumours there. The next thing I'm going to share with you is the dates that we know. So first of all, June the 22nd was the deadline for the dividend. So that was in terms of making an investment to purchase. Any investments into Torch on the 23rd and the 24th would not have qualified for the dividend. And also any buying and selling on the 23rd and 24th would not qualify for the dividend. So June 24th, today, is the day that you must hold the stock in order to qualify for the dividend. So that's the very important day in terms of trading. June 25th, which will be tomorrow, I think there is going to be a sell-off. We don't know how much. It could be significant. Because there are so many rumours in terms of the price going down, it's going to create possibly a little bit more panic. However, Torch sellers are going to receive a 1-for-1 share for Metamaterials with a new ticker MMAT. And the other thing that has been announced is that June 30th is the merger date, so that's the date when the ticker will change. So these are the key dates so far that we know about. Okay, so let's have a look at some important merger update information. Again, on the screen here, I'll summarize with you some important information that you should be aware of. So June the 25th is you will get your preferred stock that that serves as a placeholder for the special dividend. So you can sell on the Friday and still receive the special dividend. However, the special dividend is not going to be paid tomorrow. So Torchlight will sell all its oil fields by the end of 2021. So I presume that means 31st of December. They will divide that money by the number of preferred dividend shares and cash them into your account by cash. So that's the responsibility of the broker. Some brokers have been a little bit vague. Certainly Trading 212 have given many mixed signals. As far as I'm concerned, they have a legal obligation to pay us that dividend. Legally, that money belongs to us as investors in Torch. As shareholders, we are the owners of this land. We are the investors, so the money belongs to us. So certainly there's going to be huge problems if there are any problems and issues with regard to paying the dividend. So I'm very, very confident that we will all receive the dividend. No problems there whatsoever as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so your common shares can be sold between 25th and 30th if you like. Torch will not exist after June the 30th. The problem for Trading 212 investors is we will not be investing in MMAT. We have been told by Trading 212 that our shares will be sold by them. So that is another significant problem for us as investors. We can now have two decisions to make. Either we sell ourselves at a price that we want, or we let Trading 212 sell, and they will probably sell at a price that is probably the last minute before Torch exists. So if you hold, you will get 1-for-1 material shares, ticker symbol MMAT, for your Torch shares, and that will be after the June the 30th. So I certainly presume that is the case for Robinhood, Webull, and other investors. So just to be clear, you're going to have two kinds of shares. First of all, June the 25th, you're going to have the common share. This is the share that you invested in, and the additional free dividend placeholder share that we will all receive at a future unknown date. Okay, I'd like to share two tweets with you here. First one is from George Palikaras from Meta, and he's tweeted here, Torch payment date for preference A dividend is this week, Friday 25th. So that's the share that we will be receiving on Friday the 25th. In response to that, shout out to Lonnie Reed. What he has queried is, what is the dividend amount? Question mark. Please help your shareholders who are drowning from short attacks and panic selling while the price of the stock tanks. So again, he's a worried investor, I'm sure, as many of you are. However, unfortunately, George did not reply. So let's now have a look at a tweet from Torchlight Energy and what they have said here. For clarity, the payment of the preferred share is a placeholder for future value. Once those assets are sold or spun out per proxy disclosure, though, the value will be paid to those holding the preference shares on a pro rata basis. So basically on Friday, if you have held, you will all be a holder of the preference shares. So even though you may sell the preference shares on the Friday, on record you will have held this preference share. So you will have held this preference share. You are free to sell on the Friday. Again, we have to wait and see what's going to happen in terms of market momentum. I've not yet decided myself what the strategy is with the rest of my investment in Torch, but certainly that's a decision that will have to be made. The next thing I'd like to share with you is a common question that has been received in terms of shorts and the dividend. So if an investor is a short a stock on the record date, they are not entitled to the dividend. In fact, the investor is actually responsible for paying the dividend owed to the lender of the shorted stock. They borrowed investors short a stock if they expect it to decline in value. So certainly that's what's happened in the market. They have tried to create panic selling and drive the price down, and unfortunately they have been successful in doing that because that is obviously something that they benefit from. One other thing I'd like to add in terms of people who did sell on the 23rd and 24th. So what happens is certainly anybody who is panic selling on the 23rd and 24th, what happens is those shares will not qualify for the dividend. So for the benefit for people who held, certainly congratulations to if you held. So the good news in the long term, there is likely to be a higher potential dividend payout for us as investors who held as well. So the reason for that is the potential dividend that would have been paid on the shares that were sold. Obviously they no longer qualify, so that nominal amount will have to be added to the potential dividend payment and shared between the rest of the qualifying investors of Torch. One other question I think many of us have on our minds is how much is the dividend? Again, nobody's answering these questions, nobody's giving information. We're getting a lot of speculation, a lot of rumours. George was also asked and he didn't reply. In terms of my opinion, I think I've seen a lot of valuations in terms of the dividend around $5 to $7 per share, but again, it's purely speculation. On a bullish side, I've even seen some suggestions that it could be well in excess of $10 because the value of the land, value of the oil in the future, it could be much higher. So it's a case of let's wait and see, and hopefully if the dividend is positive, that will give us a profit quite significant, considering that the share value has not been what we expected it to be. The next thing I'd like to share with you, which certainly gives me confidence, is an analysis here of the order flow distribution. So if we have a look at the screen here, we can see the overall inflows and the overall outflows in terms of buying and selling of Torch. This was for 23rd of June. So if we have a look at the inflows, the total inflows was 152 million, total outflows was 140 million. So what that looks like to me is there is much more buying going on than selling. So if we have a look at the large scale institutional orders, 23rd of June there was an order for 0.62 million. 22nd of June there was also an order for 2.56 million. So again, very significant large institutional buys. So that does give an indication that there is potentially good news coming up in the future. Only time will tell. There was also information made available in terms of two significant purchases of insider trading. One was for 600,000 common shares, and the other was also 600,000 common shares. So certainly if there's insider trading going on, these are the people that know what's going on. These are the people that have more information than us, and if they are buying, then certainly that is a good sign. I'd like to now give a shout out to Dean, who reached out to me with regard to Trading 212. He did contact them. Again, this is an issue that I covered in the previous video as well, so please refer back to that. But again, just to reinforce, this is another message from Trading 212. The response to the question here is due to the fact that we do not support the merger, it's expected that your holdings to be sold and you will receive the cash equivalent of new shares in your free fund. So what basically is going on there is they are not giving us a date and a time for when they're going to sell them, and they're also not confirming notification. So I'd like to follow that up by another chat here on the screen from Boyko, and what Boyko is from Trading 212. What he has said here is we do not have the complete information on the merger. What I can say is that we will distribute cash equivalent when the merger is finalized. Regarding the special dividend, that is a preferred stock dividend that will result in the business combination between Metamaterial and Torchlight. However, the event is not yet confirmed. It will be executed, and therefore we do not have any information about that as of now, and we will notify you and all shareholders once we receive such information. So going forward, in terms of the dividend in the future, Trading 212 are confirming that they do not have information about that, but they will notify us. So again, it's a case of wait and see. The final thing I'd like to do is give a shout out to Heather Ali, who's posted a very lengthy statement here with regard to some issues that he has. So let's have a look at some of the issues. The key issue that he said is he has received information that we could have actually started to sell the stock on the 23rd and still be eligible for the dividend. So he goes on to say that he sold on the 21st, got the profits, bought back on the 22nd, sold again on the 23rd, and he believes on his account it says preference shares are being listed. So what he's basically saying is the company information that we received from Torch was incorrect, because he sold on the 23rd, and he's also seen in his account that he's received preference shares. He's also gone on to say that his broker is called Interactive Brokers. As far as I'm concerned, I've gone by the information that the company have stated on the website, and also by the information that has been tweeted by George. I certainly think there could be an issue here with the company he's dealing with in terms of Interactive Brokers. So I'm going to stand by the dates of 23rd and 24th where you must not sell to receive the dividend. So I think there could be a technical glitch. If by some strange reason Heather is correct and we could have sold on the 23rd and received dividends, then going forward I think there's going to be huge lawsuits and obviously allegations of misinformation. So I think due to an extended stock analysis, the next video will include the trading lesson on shorts. So please refer back to the next video. Thank you very much for joining. Please stay tuned.